453 is almost undoubtedly impossible to achieve without somehow making a major discovery in a game that's been turned inside out for decades.
Or we could use another version. So it turns out that due to a certain few time saves in some levels, the All Stars version, the SNES version of SMB1 is actually quicker than the NES version, and I'll be breaking down the exact time saves. So what's first worth noting is that 1-1 doesn't have a frame rule. Ordinarily, the game checks for frame rules on the black screen transition into 1-1. It doesn't do that here for whatever reason, along with not checking in warp zones. So as a result, 1-1, 1-2, and 4-2 do not have frame rules. What that means is that you have to play 1-1 ridiculously quickly to save time, and every frame counts. So I did a Johnny Boy RPG. This 1-2 frame rule, combined with 4-1, as 1-2 doesn't check for frame rules, ties the task. What you need to do is a completely perfect 1-2. Notice how I barely don't die to this pipe. That's a good clip and a frame perfect right press. You then do a perfect first excel, which is even more difficult because of a strange buffering thing that this game does at the start of the level. You do a down plus right to set yourself up for RPG, pipe jump as usual, and you need to hit this mushroom block here, which is a 2-frame window, as it makes it so that Mario grabs the right side of the flag immediately when doing RPG. Notice how he swings around to the right. Anyway, this barely saves the frame rule. If you don't do that first excel, you miss it by a frame, which is kind of gutting, as otherwise it would be very run viable, but right now that frame rule seems a bit out of reach for runs. 4-2, we have Craziness. This saves 4 frame rules over regular 3-bump, regular 8-1. You do a top clip here, and a stupidly fast pipe entry where you don't even come to a stop on the pipe. You just jump at it, hold left to slow down midair, and down so you go down the pipe the first frame. That's very luck-based, especially if you're coming at it quickly, but it is doable, and it saves about a frame rule over the regular pipe entry method. Now 4-2, as I was saying, doesn't check for frame rules at the end of warp zones, meaning your speed is carried over to 8-1, and if you can play 8-1 fast enough, you could save even more time. This is what we do here. I do a down plus right off the back of that block to lose 1 subpixel, which sets me up to lose a few more subpixels right about here by down plus righting off that set of 2 blocks, setting me up for, as Lakuki would say, 6Z flagpole glitch. And this altogether saves 3 frame rules over record, 4 over the standard route. That's pretty crazy, but I could see people saving at least 3 runs in the future. Now, 8-2, there's not much to say about this. We just do a math pull, which is a setup plus FPG. The reason why you can't do bullet bill glitch on this frame rule is that if you were to do bullet bill glitch, because of backwards pole, he would swing to the right side of the pole and walk to the castle, instead of bouncing off to the left of the block. However, even if there wasn't backwards pole on this level, bullet bill glitch would still soft lock, because All Stars do be like that. So math pull saves 1 frame rule in 8-2. Right now we're already a good couple seconds ahead of record, and we save another 2 frame rules over record here by doing a very precise slowdown at that mushroom to set ourselves up for FPG and backwards pole glitch at the same time. We then barely don't get a 243 on the timer, which means we don't get 3 fireworks, and that barely saves 2 frame rules over record or 3 over the standard route. And finally 8-4. This 8-4, you're gonna always be able to improve it. I don't actually know how fast the perfect 8-4 on this is, but this first room is 2 frames from my best. The way I would save 2 frames is by manipulating wide pulse, but that's very complicated. This wall jump room is perfect for no first excel, and this turnaround is frame 67, and if you don't know what that means, that's 4 frames from the no left plus right task, so pretty good. I think I actually lost a frame because I overshot the pipe, but still pretty good. This water section is also perfect. You have to do it differently in this version, because the fire bars are a bit weird and a blooper gets in your way in the middle of it. But overall, this comes together to get a 453.28. I task retimed it this morning. The split state.23, that's controlled manually, you know the deal. So, how much of this do I think could be done on runs? I think the 1-2/4-1 frame rule is maybe a little out of reach for now. It's not much harder than plate 1 plus a harder 1-2G, but it's not the most fun thing to do. The 4-2 quad rule is very luck-based, so I don't think that would be done, specifically because of the pipe entry, but the rest of it could be done, which would save 3 frame rules over a regular 4-2 and 8-1, and of course, 8-2, a random subpixel FPG is never being done on runs intentionally. The rest of it could be done, meaning that with a good 8-4, someone could get a low 454 in this. And if they were to add in 1-2, 453 could happen in this version of the game. Anyway, that's about it. 2 weeks ago, the sum of best in this game was a mid 456, now it's a low 453, so this should serve as a little demonstration of what could be done in the future.